In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a woven wagon wheel stitch or a wagon wheel rose. This stitch is made by making an odd number of spokes, usually 5 or 7. Here I have 5. And then you weave the thread over and under those spokes. And because of the odd number, you end up with, as you wind around and spiral this thread, weaving over and under, you'll go over a spoke on one row and under it on the next. So it ends up forming these little petals and this woven effect. Here I've used a long lazy daisy stitch that pokes out from the flower instead of doing just a spoke. And then here I have just done these little spokes. You can barely see the stitches under there that are holding it together. There's one, and there's another one. So once you've woven it with all that thread, you really don't see the spokes anymore. So this is a great dimensional flower stitch. I've just finished the centers with a few French knots, and you can add leaves and anything else you want. So let's take a look at how to make this. So to create a woven wagon wheel rose, first I've drawn a circle and then I've done 5 straight stitches just to divide it. And you can tell these aren't mathematically correct. They're a little wonky, but that's fine. You just need 5, maybe 7 for a larger circle, little stitches just going from the center to the edge of where you want that rose to be. So I brought my thread up and I'm going over this first stitch and under the next one. Okay, so then over, under, over, and now we're back around at the beginning, and instead of going over, I'm going under. And so now that we're on that second row, it's going to start alternating. So we went under this one before, we're going over now, under, over, under. In the beginning, you might be able to wind your needle under 2 or 3 at a time, which will make it go a little faster. So over, under. Okay. And as you work on this stitch, it's just going to start filling up. You're going to get a little bit more dimensional. You can change colors as you go. So this is over, under, under. And you're just going to work in a spiral until you have filled this entire circle. Okay. So for a very tiny rose, you might stop now, and you could just go back down where you're supposed to go under anyway, and just take your stitch down and finish that off. You would also do that if you needed to change threads. And if you needed to, you could just come back up on the other side of that thread, since that was an under, and continue your pattern. So as you work your way around this circle, this is going to get a little bit more dimensional because each petal is going to be a little bit longer. They're going to stand up and away from each other a little bit more. And this is just going to fill up all the way around to the circle. I'm using 6 strands of DMC floss because I think it fills it out very nicely. You can certainly try other threads and see what you think. So this is how you do a very simple wagon wheel rose. You can do them any size that you like. It's a very simple technique that can provide you with some great flowers. To finish it off, you could certainly add some little knots or a pistol stitch in the center to make it look more like a flower.